All right, so today we're doing something vastly different. Usually I'm working on cars, but as you can see, the camera is pointed at a washing machine. That's right, we've got this LG Trom steam washer. It's a 4.0. If I can focus on that. I don't know if it'll focus on it or not. It's been a good washing machine. We've had it for 5 or 10 years. It washes clothes really well. It seems to be very efficient. We got it when the kids were little so we could wash diapers. But there's been one thing that's been bothering me. That is when you open the tray, this is where you put the high efficiency detergent. You can see it's full of water. It didn't do that when we got it. For about 2 years, it would drain this tray. But now every time you want to use a wash machine, you got to take this tray out and you got to dump it in the sink before you can fill it full of soap. So I've pulled this out and I've kind of looked around and poked around and trying to see what's up. I went online, didn't really find anything. So I'm going to try to fix it today, and I'm going to show you the steps that I go through to fix it. It's been bothering me. Like I said, the machine works fine. The clothes come out clean, all the functions function. It's just that stupid little tray doesn't evacuate water. So I've kind of looked at the schematic. There's some hoses and things that flush this tray out, and I want to make sure there's nothing clogged in there. I'm also going to check the filter. In fact, we're going to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is take a lid like this. This is a lid for a tote, pretty common household tote, and there's a panel down here in the very bottom of the machine. I'll pop that off, and I believe there's a filter right here. Yeah, there it is. So there's our filter. There's a couple bits of gook in there, but nothing that would cause the machine to back up. So I'm going to put that back in. Not a lot of water came out. We haven't used the machine in a couple days. So we'll shut that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the top off. So I've already unscrewed the back. This machine's never been apart before. There's 2 screws. Let's see if one here and one just below that. And I believe this whole top just slides right off. So let's see. Oh, it's pretty loose. So let's see if I can do this with one hand. Just a little stuck. It's a little stuck. There we go. Okay. That exposes the top of the machine. So, like I thought, here are the hoses that flush out this tray. I'm going to check these hoses and make sure nothing's plugged up. So I'm going to turn the machine off, or turn the camera off, and I'll undo some stuff and come back to you in just a sec. All right, so we are back fixing our washing machine. Again, this is our LG Trom. It is a 4.0. I don't know if my camera can focus on that. Oh, there it goes. Steam washer, and we pulled the top off in the little prior video, and I've identified a few things. So this is the tray. Pull this out. That's where your soap goes. We're having trouble with water staying in this after the cycle has been run, and I've checked all these hoses, and I think I found a couple things. So if you look at the bottom here, that big hose there with the bellows, let me touch it a second here. This one right here, I loosened the clamp. This is the drain for the drawer. It's clear. There's a little bit of schmutz on there. That looks okay. I thought maybe that was plugged, but it's not. So I know that's good. I followed these hoses over here to the solenoids, and red solenoids are hot, blues are cold. Oh, by the way, before you get started, be sure you turn your taps off. So red is hot, blue is cold, and they are turned off, and unplug your machine. But what I did find, let's see if I can get back here and show you, is I pulled the supply hoses off. Blue stripe is cold, which would be on the right side here where my flashlight is, and the red is hot. Look in here, completely plugged up with grit. Little plastic pieces, I guess. See that? I'm going to pull that out and clean that up. And same thing, there's a little bit here on the cold side. I think that's going to be my problem. I don't know how, but I betcha we had an issue with our hot water heater delaminating. The interior of the hot water heater got delaminated, and we got a brand new one, which is right there. It was plugging our shower heads, and I betcha that has something to do with the tray. Okay, so the next thing I just did to help clean out our wash machine, if you look close, I don't know if you can see here, these 4 lines that are on the back of the drawer, they have like imprinted tubes. You can see where they go. It's like a casting or something in there. So these 2 kind of go to the front of the tray, and these 2 kind of crisscross, and I think that's for the for the softener and for the liquid bleach. And then this one is for the main wash and the pre-wash. So anyhow, what I did is I took very gently a pliers and I undid this clamp here, pulled the hose off the nipple, be very careful, and I just blew with my mouth, back flushed it back into here. I didn't see any crud come out, but there's 4. Even though there's 5 hoses here, this one goes directly to the heating element, and I don't think that'll do any good. But there's this one, you skip the next one, and then these 3, and we're going to try that. So between finding the hot, mostly the hot inlet was clogged at the filter right at the very back. You don't have to take the top off. It was full of plastic bits. The cold had a little bit. Again, the drain for the drawer was clear, and then taking all these hoses off and blowing through them, and then checking the filter down here, which was clear. I'm going to run a load, put it back together and run a load and see what happens. Oh, one other thing I thought about too is somebody said, well, if your drawer's not draining, then you need to level your machine. So I took some paint sticks and I raised it up a couple inches, well, at least an inch, so that it was visually tipped to the back. That didn't do any good. So I think I'm onto something here. So I'm going to put it back together and we'll run a load and get back to you in a sec. Okay, so the wash machine is all back together. Make sure the top is on, screw back on. Make sure your fittings are tight, your valves are on, it's plugged in, and then let's see, turn the machine on like that. We've emptied the tray, the soap tray. That's our whole issue here, is water filling the soap tray after the cycle's done. Take some soap. Oops. Not a lot in there. If I could do this with... Yeah, put some in there about like that. And we're going to do a speed wash here, I think. Okay, speed wash start. Okay. So time remaining, I think that's 30 minutes. We'll come back, see if it worked. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll film how it came out. All right, so this is proof in the pudding. Just heard the beeper go off. The washing machine just completed its load, and select the cycle. The wash cycle has finished. I'm gonna open the drawer and, oh no, really? Still full of water. Well, I just don't know. No more soap left, but certainly didn't drain the water out. I'm gonna have to look for another solution. Dang, that stinks.